Welcome to Learning with Lockwood. This is the show where I get to show you guys some different apps that I've come across, show you different tutorials in Photoshop and Illustrator, and all sorts of other cool things that I have seen as a creative and help you guys out whenever I can. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Today's topic is Springpad. Now, let me tell you, I've been using this app for a few months now, testing it out, seeing how it works, and I absolutely love it. It's awesome for collaboration. It's great to keep myself on task, and it's perfect for saving those web articles and other random notes that you might have. Let's start exploring Springpad. First, you go to springpad.com. Click the login button. Obviously, my stuff's already in here, but if you want, you can use the regular social media sites, suspects that you normally will come across. But like I said, I'm already logged in, so let's go ahead. Now, when you first open up Springpad, you're not going to see all these notes. These are called notebooks, and everything you create is an individual notebook. You don't have to, but it's the best way of organizing and kind of keeping track of everything. I personally like to look at the little thumbnail view that's up here in the corner. But if you like the book feel, that's very cool as well. So I'm going to show you some basic stuff. I can't go into the entire program because there's a lot of stuff. So if you have any questions, just feel free to email me and let me know. So we're going to create a new notebook, and you get several different options: recipes for later, tasks, work projects, quick notes, books and movies, and a blank notebook. Now, each one of those different notebooks have individual attributes. For example, like the recipe one, you can make grocery lists and add in recipes. For the task one, I'll show you that later, but you'll be able to just add in a task right away. But for now, I'm just going to create a blank notebook. Next, we're going to name it. Now, here's the point where we're going to put in a name. We'll call it Learning with Lockwood, LWL. And you can call it private or public. Now, a lot of my ones that I collaborate with are private, so I'm going to go and leave it private. Now, I'm going to give it some style, so I'm going to do some maybe pinstripes and purple trim. Now I have my new notebook. At the top here, there's a couple of buttons, as you see: invite, settings, share, help. So invite is what the name suggests. This is where you can invite other collaborators. So if I wanted to invite my friend and colleague Brian Brody, he's in the system already, I would just type his name and say, hey, here's our new notebook that we're going to be using. If I didn't have him, if he's not already in the system, I would just simply add his email address, just like it says. All right, the next one is settings. Just like the name says, you can change all the settings and add descriptions to your notebook. So, for example, if I wanted to give this one, a description of show notes or, important things or whatever, I can do that. I can also change it from private to public, change the categories. Let's do entertainment. Why not? I can add tags. This is a very powerful feature because by adding tags, you can search out notebooks and individual things as well. I can also change the theme. So let's say I'm not into pinstripes. I want to do grid paper and I want to do orange. I can do that as well. So sharing is where we can generate a share code, and I can generate, even though this is a private notebook, I can still share it out to individuals that maybe want to have them read my notes and take a look at some of the things that I have been working on. Of course, it's all social as well, so I can share this through Facebook and Twitter. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of things, huh? Let's add something to our notebook. Now we've got right at the top on a blank notebook, we've got just the usual suspects: note, and we'll start with that. Now with notes, nothing really spectacular with this. However, everything has its own little tweaks and individual things. So first off, I can give it a title. We'll call this test, T-E-S-T, and I can start typing in, 1, 2, 3. Now, right here is the floor mat options. This little gray A will allow you to make these texts bold, italics, underlines. I can create a link and number list and a bullet point. At the top here, I can make this my favorite note. I can share it just like I could share my notebook, but I can share this individual note. So I'm not sharing the whole notebook, but just the individual note. And it's the same exact procedure, just like we did earlier. Here we have edit. Now the cool thing about edit is these are certain features and attributes, like I said, that's only to the notebook. I mean, not only to this notebook or note, but some of the features are in the same things as well. But for example, I can convert HTML code, so I can use this as an HTML code writer. I can add media, I can edit, add a link, add a reminder, print this page, or send it to my phone, report a problem, and delete this note. As we scroll down, again, we can add the media, or we can add a tag. So I can add a tag to this individual note, not just the whole notebook. I can also add this note to another notebook. So if I want to kind of dual purpose, I can. And then if I was collaborating, I could also leave comments also right about here. Now, the next thing is tasks. Tasks and checklists. What's the difference and who cares, right? Well, tasks is simply this, just a simple individual task. So I can create a name for the task, give it a date. If I don't give it a date, by default, it will create today's date. And I can give it a description. Now, I can again have all the same attributes, but in the task, as you can see, there's no HTML converter. But there is a remind me, so I can have, and the note also has the reminder feature as well, but I can also remember to do this task. Again, all the same stuff as the notes on the bottom, adding the tags, adding this to a different notebook as well. Now the checklist, this is awesome because the checklists, what I use it for is for shot lists. I use this for when I'm doing my weddings, and I've already got some prefabricated lists of what I have to get, and I can just go through and make all sorts of different little checklists and things I've got to accomplish just in one list. Again, all the same stuff. The difference here is it's got the uncheck all, so if all of these were checked, I can start over, and that's why I keep reusing the same lists for certain shot lists, or I can delete checked items. So, and the nice thing about the task and the list is I don't have to open it up. I can see the numbers and I can just go through. All right, and same with the tasks as well. Next, we've got links. I'll get into that in just a few minutes. But if you click here, you got more. You've got recipes and places and products and movies and books, and the list goes on and on and on. You can upload files. So if you have documents that you constantly need to share, it is really important you can upload a file directly to here. Of course, alarms and events. I'm going to show you a neat feature with the movies. I'm going to select a movie, Nebraska. Now, right here I can post to Facebook or Twitter, leave a comment about it. Not going to do that. I'm just going to put it in my book. But I'm going to double click on it. And here's the neat thing about this movie feature is it knows today's date. And here's where it's playing at the local theaters by me, which is really cool. And I can review it on Rotten Tomato. And I can also add this to my Netflix queue as well. So if there's a movie I'm interested in, I can do that. So again, all the same attributes as well. So that's one feature there. Now, I'm going to show you why this is a really powerful tool. I use it every day because it's not just for the web, it's also cross-platform. I can use this on my iPhone, my iPad, and any Android device. And there's other features that are only on the mobile platform that's not on this web version. So let me show you that right now. So I'm going to view this image. Now this is an image off my iPad. and I wanted to add something earlier today. And you can see right down here, audio notes and scan barcodes. So those two features aren't on the web edition. And this is only web-based or app-based. So there's no desktop application for this program. So those are two really, really powerful features. We're in the task. Now this was one that I just created earlier as a task and a kind of a task type deal. And right at the top, you can just add the task. So I put call mom and add it. And it should add. There we go. Hit enter. And away we go. Now I've got that on my list to do. And I can set a reminder. And once I've done it, I can just strike it from the thing. And it'll show what I have completed right here. This is what I completed for the day. Called mom and showed everybody on the mobile version. Now, I'm going to show you two more things. First off, if you look me up on Springpad, you can find my photographer's notebook. All right. So here in my photographer's notebook, I have all sorts of web articles, gear review, tips and tricks and things that are by other photographers have just as much passion as I do. Up here, I can go to gallery view sort mode and I can click the board mode. So this is really cool because this board mode, and you can see this in the other app as well, is all the articles and stuff I kind of put together like in a kind of a form of how-tos and tips and other things as well. So you can see how I do extra stuff, and these are all the same articles, but it's just in a board format. So this is really cool when you're collaborating to do vacations and things of that nature. And I'm going to show you, if you click here on add an item, you can add a note, add a label, add a map, or add current articles. So, I've got this one from this photographer here, and he kind of breaks down a photo. So I think that's maybe more of a how-to. So I'll put it right there. And maybe my tips looks like they're kind of spilling into the how-tos. So maybe I want to move them and drag them over. Now, here's the cool thing about this is it's available on the web version, but it's also available on like a tablet version or iPad. It's not, however, available on like iPhones and stuff like that. So hopefully they'll be adding that soon. So now if I'm done with that, if I want to go back to just the regular view, I just click on the top there and away I go. So just a really cool feature. And if you this notebook here, the photographer's notebook, it's open to the public so people can see it, and you can click on the view, the board view as well. Now, one other thing I wanted to share with you is the last thing actually is the web clipper. Now, if you click underneath your name where the circle in your face is, go to Clipper. Now, this Clipper thing is awesome because it saves a lot of time. Instead of just copying and pasting articles into your Springpad, I can simply go ahead and let's say I like this photo. Well, first off, I'll show you. It's really simple. You just grab it and you can drag it into your space bar or wherever. I've already got it dragged in. But let's say I want this article saved somewhere else. So I'm going to spring it. And I click here. Let's see if I could spring a face. Yeah. So I can spring this article. So the little web clipper comes up. And I can write a comment. I can also post it to Facebook or Twitter. Again, fully social. I can save it to a notebook, so we'll put it into Learning with Lockwood as a photo. We'll say TAKE, look. All right, and spring this photo. And automatically it knows it's a photo, so if it was a link to a website, it would do that as well. So let's see if it's in our new notebook. There it is. There's our photo, and there's a comment that I have added as well. So as you can see, this feature and this tool that I've been using for a couple of months now is hugely beneficial, super powerful. There's a lot more features. You have to just kind of look and see what makes sense and what's the best thing to integrate into your workflow. Let me know how you like this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you have other ideas or things that you want me to review and take a look at, feel free to leave comments at the bottom there. Thanks again for watching. I'm your host, Bob Lockwood, and until next week, keep on doing things.